The church has communicated these messages of non-acceptance, not only non-acceptance, but of eternal judgment of hell.
Whatsoever you sow, that's what you're gonna reap.
Last week on Heaven or Hell, Pieter Niemeyer became Canada's first openly gay Mennonite pastor.
How does it feel to be the first?
I haven't given it a whole lot of thought, but we'll see where it goes.
But before that, he came out to his wife, Sue, and 3 kids. They agreed to stay married in what they called a mixed orientation marriage. Peter's next challenge, to tell his church they had no idea he was gay.
There were individual voices that made it clear where they stood in terms of being welcoming and affirming, to those who made it very clear that they were not. They wanted to be nice people, but it was clear to them in terms of how they interpreted the text that homosexuality was a sin, and were uncomfortable about us having the conversation at all.
That must have been put you in a very difficult, uncomfortable position, because they had no idea at that time about who you were.
It was not an unusual position for me. It's been a lifetime of managing and navigating those realms of discomfort.
Pastor Hamilton, I can speak for one gay congregant. Me.
Things got a little more comfortable for Peter when this Mennonite play about gay rights came to his church. But instead of waiting to come out after his congregation had seen it, he and his wife decided to tell them before.
So you're still sitting here, so I'm taking it that it went fairly well.
It went very well. Yeah. Every conversation that we had, time after time after time, we were amazed at the outpouring of people's love, ranging from people who were totally embracing and fully accepting, to people who were fully embracing of us, but still having lots of questions about what this all means. And I think in the words of one of my congregants who said, I don't get it, I don't understand it, but I know that I love you, and we're going to see this through together with you. So, well, what more can I ask for?
What Peter could ask for is for the Mennonite Church of Canada to accept gay marriage and clergy. According to church policy, marriage is between a man and a woman. And Peter doesn't think they would ever allow an openly gay pastor, but he says because he's in an acceptable marriage, he thinks he's safe.
What do you think, if we pulled this further stage left?
But playwright Johnny Weidman and his wife and stage manager Leah Harder Weidman hope their play will make the church more accepting.
To say that someone who wants to go to church and wants to participate and wants to kind of feed their faith, to say that they're not allowed to do that, it almost seems like it opposes other teachings of Christianity.
Yeah, and there's some churches may welcome members of the queer community to attend the church, and that's fine, but as long as they're not getting up there and preaching a sermon, as long as they're not teaching Sunday school, as long as they're not being asked to become a member of the church, as long as they're not being asked to be married in the church. When we're talking about inclusivity, we're talking about all of those things.
And it looks like things are changing, at least at individual churches. The congregation at Johnny and Leah's recently decided to allow gay members full participation.
I have always been very close friends with several, gay women, and so it's not an issue. It's for me and Ron.
Our best friends are gay, and him and his partner, husband, they stood up for us at our wedding in 2014. So I've known him for 12 years. I have no issues.
And Peter hopes now that he's out, the Mennonite Church of Canada will have no issues with LGBT people either.
This is still a bit of a risk, what you're doing right now, in terms of you don't know, You know, we've talked for a while now about this actual moment. You still don't know what the response is going to be when this is posted and everybody sees it, basically.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. So to me, it's just taking one day at a time and responding to the situations as they emerge.
Why do it then? Why do it?
The pain and hurt that LGBTQ people have experienced within church communities is significant, leading into very difficult things in terms of addictions, suicide, because the church has communicated these messages of non-acceptance, not only non-acceptance, but of eternal judgment of hell in many cases. That's pretty heavy stuff. So to me, for me to take this risk to be part of a community that is going to speak up for the rights of LGBTQ inclusion in our church, then I'm willing to walk that path, even though it involves personal risk.